Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Dork Publishing, expanding minds through fantasy since 2018. Learn more at the Dork Publishing website, www.dorcpublishing.com.
Thanks for coming back, and I am your host, Kathy Blaze. Are you ready for one of our talented singer-songwriters? Let's welcome Emilio Roman. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure.
Likewise.
I love that jacket.
Thank you.
Totally cool.
Thank you.
I may have to steal that
I
today.
had to come prepare,
So how have you been?
I've been great. How about yourself?
Awesome. I've heard great things about you.
Thank you. I hope they are good.
Yes,
good
our producer's been raving about you. We love your music.
I'm excited. Thank you.
So I'm excited to chat with you today.
Likewise.
So Emilio, are you a native of Arizona?
I am. Born and raised in Arizona. That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. Woo, woo. I'm a native also. So what got you into this industry?
Well, it's been a journey. I've been doing this for quite a while now. Since I was 3, I guess singing was my thing since day one, I would say. I started off in church, and my parents, they kind of like introduced me to music through church. And I had a singing ministry at the age of 11, where I would go from local churches here in Arizona, Pentecostal, go sing here and there. And then at the age of 15, that's when I was like, you know what, I want to try and expand out there and try new things,
Yes.
Coming from a religious background, it's kind of difficult to expand and try new things. But it was something that I was craving from the bottom of my heart to go out there and try new things. And so, at the age of 15, that's when I told my parents, hey, listen, I want to start doing new music. Because...
So how did they take the... you do secular music now?
Now, yeah.
So how did they...
It was tough. At first, it was tough because, my parents were very... very strict, very conservative in that aspect. And... everything that I knew up until I was in middle school was all gospel music, Christian music, I didn't really get to experience anything that wasn't gospel music until later. When I started going to middle school and I would ride the bus to school, I would listen to all these R&B, hip-hop, pop artists like Chris Brown, like Lil Mama.
That sounds pretty
like
good.
all of them. Yeah, I was like, listen. I was like, I like it. It sounds awesome. And then watching my friends jamming out to them.
You weren't trying to drop it like it's hot, were you?
Maybe. I could have. It was just so captivating to me. And when I told my parents, I was like, hey, guys, listen. Music is my passion. You guys know that it's something that I've been enjoying. Like singing in churches. I don't dislike it. I love singing. Wherever I'm at. Performing is my style. It's my passion. I just want to try something new. At first, for them, it was kind of like a shocker. They weren't very supportive about it, I guess you can say. They didn't disown me or dislike me for it. They just thought, if that's what you want to do, I guess go for it. But just know your barriers. I was like, all right, cool, I got it. So from the age of 15 up until now, I kind of been like doing it on my own. When I was 15, I started to look at local singing contests here, and I would call them and I would sign up for them by myself, and I was all right, cool, I have to go to this place and this place. And it's been a journey, so I can't really complain. It's been a blessing. There's been ups and downs, but
so how did you get started? How did you figure out because you were a young man, 15, how did you figure out how to first of all connect with those people, how to create a music video? When did you start writing your songs?
I've been writing since I was a child too. You know, it's just I never really put two and two until later on musically because I was always, I guess you can say I was always very poetic when I was a child.
Okay.
But it was, I mean, I kind of figured out when I was 15 because my parents back in the day, my parents were the ones who would manage everything for me. You know, and watching them how they would call, you know, trying to promote me. Hey, we got our son Emilio. He sings, blah blah blah. So I kind of got that from them, and I would call, you know, like radio stations or singing contests, or even sign up to like television singing contests like The Voice Mexico, or you know, another Spanish show that I was into, and I would just submit my videos or whatnot, and little by little, you know, like at some point one might think, oh, you know what, this is exhausting, it's taking forever, but you know, at the end of the day, if you put in the work, you're gonna see the results.
Right,
and, you know, thanks to God.
So you were a smart young man, but you know what? You started at a young age, and
Yeah.
you had that platform there.
Yeah.
So, do you sing Spanish music also?
I do.
Okay.
Spanish is my first language.
Okay.
My parents both immigrated from Mexico to Arizona, and you know, I was born and raised here. Growing up with them, they taught me Spanish and English. I learned at school. So yeah, singing in Spanish was my first thing.
Okay. And so how is your music accepted now with your family ministry and?
I don't really have the ministry now
Okay.
because I do secular songs
Right.
now, but I do. I mean, my parents are more accepting now.
Oh.
You know, I guess I don't know if it's come to the conclusion where they realize, you know, well, this is it's well.
Well, they probably realize it hasn't changed your
Exactly.
faith.
I think that's really what
and
it's
the person
come
that
down
you
to.
are.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So it has to do a lot because I see it more as a career. You know, it's my passion. It's what I love to do, but it's, you know, my career, and I don't see myself doing nothing else that's not musically related. So you know, I think throughout the years, they've managed to understand and support it and more, or better yet, more accepting of it, which is I'm thankful for it. You know.
Yes. You know what? Because I think you're still a young man. It is so important to have that support from your family or someone close to you.
Yeah.
It's very important to have that because you'll see a lot of times you have young people going down the wrong road, the place they didn't want you to go.
Yeah.
But thank God they were still there to support you.
Exactly. No, I'm very thankful for my parents. You know, this road hasn't been a walk in the park. You know, as doing it on my own, and I'm, you know what, in a way, I'm kind of thankful that I've been doing this on my own because, you know, you see a lot of crazy things on the way, but a lot of positive things. You know, and doing it on your own, it helps you grow as an individual, as an artist, as a songwriter, you know, rather than having somebody push you or, you know, I'm like thankful for it because I've gained experience. I've, you know, ups and downs, but it's like, it's made me stronger in who I am now, you know.
So do you think it took away from your youth?
The music?
Yeah, this whole industry thing starting so young.
No, not really. I think I had a fun youth as well. I got to spend time with my friends, but no, not really, you know, because then again, when I started doing this, you know, it wasn't because I was going to school and I still had to do, you know, regular things here and there.
Right. You still had the opportunity to be a kid.
Right.
So, and that's good. I think that gives you the full gamut of everything.
The spectrum, yeah.
You still get to be the kid. You still get to do what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
A lot of times people that they start to treat them like adults when they're young kids because of this career right here.
Oh yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's happened before. I'm not gonna lie. It has happened, especially when I was in the Christian ministry. They had like a certain expectancy of you have to be this specific way, and it's just like, but you know, then again, it just kind of builds your character. You know, like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So you know, it wasn't something that was always on the back of my mind or something that was constantly repeated to me, but I've had those type of experiences before, but you know, you just gotta like slide through it.
Yes, that's true. We're talking about your youth and still being allowed to be a child as you were performing, because you've been performing for a long time.
Yeah,
So I think that is so awesome that your family, your parents still gave you that.
yeah.
They didn't take your youth away from you, because a lot of times singers and performers, that's taken away from them, and then they get to a point in their career they don't want to do it anymore.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I think that's one of the cases that happened with Michael Jackson. I think that's so well
Uh,
recognized case that happened. And
yeah.
no, I was very blessed and fortunate with my parents that they gave me the opportunity to enjoy my childhood, my teenage years.
Hmm.
And at the same time still doing what I love to do, which is music.
Right,
Yeah,
right. We saw one of your videos where it seemed that you had family involved. Can
yeah.
you tell us about that video?
Yes, I did release a music video with my family being involved in it because I wanted to, I guess a lot of people have a misconception when I tell them my story. They sometimes think that, oh, your parents were so unsupportive, because
Uh,
of this whole religious aspect. But, throughout the times, throughout the years, like I said, they've managed to be more accepting of it and
hmm.
understanding. For this music video, it's called Sigue Sin Parar, which translated into English just means keep on going without stopping.
Okay.
And the whole vision or concept behind it was to kind of give the viewers the idea of family gathering,
Oh,
especially with like us Mexican culture, how we do it. We have like carne asada and
uh-huh.
pico de gallo, that's the
Invite me
party.
to the next party.
I got you.
Okay.
So that's kind of, I told my family, hey guys, I'm gonna do this music video and I would love for you guys to participate, and
Oh,
they all agreed to it, and they were all. I mean, if you watch the music video, I think you'll be able to distinguish who's Emilio's dad and who's his mom or his siblings.
right.
So yeah,
That's
a lot of them were
nice.
there.
I love that. I
Yes.
love that. And who are the dancers in the
Oh
video?
yes. I was very fortunate and blessed to work with some of the amazing talents from Arizona. My friend Jordan Elmer, he is the choreographer for most of my music videos so far,
Okay.
and he actually did the choreography for this music video. And if you watch the music video, you'll see him and the dancers, and they just do such an amazing job. He's also been in my latest music video that has choreography, which is Untamable.
Okay.
That guy's a total genius. And
That's
shout
awesome.
out to Jordan, to Saul, to David Navarrete, to all the producers who work with me. Thank you guys.
That's wonderful. So you brought some media for us to see today, one of your videos.
Yes.
Let's take a look at that.
Awesome.
To see Emilio Roman's complete Untamable music video, please follow the link in the description. Thank you.
Loved it. That was awesome.
Thank
So
you.
you ride a horse, you ride a motorcycle, you
Yeah.
dance, you do it all.
I try.
So have you been riding a horse for a long time, or did you have to learn? But you was going pretty fast, so you must have been riding for a while.
In my family, I guess some of my uncles, they do have horses. Like I said, we're Mexican, and when we have parties, we
Mhm.
ride horses or whatnot. And I've rode on horses before.
Mhm.
I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a horse rider or anything
Uh-huh.
like that. And I mean, it's been years since I rode on a horse, and for that shoot, we had to try out like 3 different horses just to find the right one, because I wasn't able to get a hang of the first two, and I was just like,
Uh-huh.
oh my god, I'm gonna crash. But luckily the third
They
is a
just
charm.
they
Third
just
is a
wasn't
charm.
feeling you,
They
Emilio.
weren't, and it's okay. It's okay. We weren't gonna risk it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. They have a mind of their own.
You know what? You ain't lying. That is so.
Mhm.
We've had a horse too, and she was so stubborn. Like, she thought she was a human, and I was like, we feed you. You gotta stop acting like that. They do have a mind of their own.
Yes,
It's so
they
funny.
do. They do. So, what unattainable,
Untamable.
untamable? What does that mean for you?
Um, kind of goes against what I said, huh? Basically, I think we all, I mean, everyone, we all have a little rebel spark in us, and so with this song, I wanted to like enhance that. I wanted to,
Show a different side of you.
exactly, because I mean, everything that I've posted so far is, pretty friendly family, and I
Mhm.
wanted to show,
Yeah.
there's also this little spark in me too that I'm trying to showcase
Because
as
there's
well.
many sides of us.
Exactly. So
Right. It
it's
doesn't
just
mean one is worse than the other.
nope. And it's just having fun with creativity. It's just something that I've been wanting to do, and you know, trying it out with, especially with the horse and the motorcycle and the dancers, the leather jackets. It was just, I wanted to give it that type of spark into my life, my career, the artistry that I'm going for.
So with your music and changing, do you feel like do you have an image that you try to exude so that your fans would say, "Hey, that's Emilio"?
Um, that's a good question. You know what? I think something that I would like to be recognized would be the ability to be bilingual. I think it's very important because I don't want to say that there isn't, but there's very few Mexican American artists out there, and with this new movements going around here and there, I think it's important to emphasize on your culture and where you came from. And for me, it's always been about that, because like I said, my parents immigrated from Mexico, and for many years they were undocumented in this country, and it wasn't easy for us, having U.S. citizen children, raising them up here, and then having with the fear of getting deported. It was just something that was always on the back of their heads and our heads as children,
Of course, that your parents could
there's
be taken away.
There's a big community that comes from that, and being Mexican American myself, I want to be like that I don't know, the representation, of that generation, like we're here and we're not any different from the rest. We're, humans, and we want to bring positivity to the world.
I like that. That. So where do you see your brand in about 5 years?
I would like to say or hope so that I'm like, I don't know, I guess one of my biggest goals is to write music, of course for myself, but if other artists would like to sing some of my songs, that would be a total blessing for me, and being able to expand my music. I think that's one of the best feelings that as a songwriter, one of the best feelings that I get when I perform on stage and I see people sing my lyrics or somebody's jamming out to my lyrics. I'm like, oh my God, if they only knew that a few months ago or a few years ago I was on my piano writing this, and who would have thought that, somebody else was going to be listening to my music or, humming to the melody that I wrote. I was like, what? So I don't know. And I guess in a few years, I would like to expand more musically, artistically.
So who are your fans right now? How would you describe your fans?
A lot of Latinos, I guess. A lot of bilingual. That's a good question because I kind of get a variety. Now that you say that, because I get a lot of young people who are motivated by the things that I've done so far. But then again, I get a lot of people who are older and they see my work and they, it's something like I said, it's something that a lot of people can reflect upon when they hear my story, or they know where I come from. I think that has a lot to do with it. So.
Well, music is music. If it feels good to their soul and it's something they can relate to, it doesn't matter what color you is, what age you are, it's where you live. Yes. So where can our audience find you?
They can find me on all digital platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, all digital platforms, as well as my Instagram and Facebook accounts.
Well, it was such a pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you, and we
appreciate it.
More to see what's coming out there for you.
Thank you.
And we thank you for joining us today, and we'll catch you next time.